Today, we're going to explore the artist Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe was a 20th century American painter and pioneer of American Modernism. She is best known for her canvas paintings depicting flowers, skyscrapers, animal skulls, and southeastern landscapes. Georgia O'Keeffe was born on November 15, 1887 on a wheat farm in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Her parents grew up together as neighbors. Her father was Irish and her mother was of Dutch and Hungarian heritage. Georgia, the second of 7 children, was named after her Hungarian grandfather George. O'Keeffe's mother aspired to become a doctor. She encouraged her children to become well educated and to explore their dreams. As a child, O'Keeffe developed a curiosity and love of the natural world, and she had an early interest in becoming an artist. Her mother encouraged her and had lessons from a local artist to teach her. After graduating high school, O'Keeffe went to Chicago, where she attended the Art Institute of Chicago. She ranked top of her class, but later had to take a year off due to an illness she contracted. She then traveled to New York City once she regained health to continue her art studies. She continued to develop her art studies, visiting galleries all over the city. After a year of study in New York, she had to return home as her family faced hardships. She taught art at public schools in Texas and continued to experiment with her art techniques. O'Keeffe mailed a few of her drawings to a friend, Anita Pulitzer, a former classmate who showed her work to Stieglitz, an influential art dealer. He was amazed by her work and featured 10 of her drawings in 1918. It was her first solo show. Later, they married and lived in New York City. Georgia became inspiration for Stieglitz, and he used her portraits as inspiration for his photography work. She then began to experiment with perspective and painting large-scale close-ups of flowers. These flowers were exhibited in 1925. She was inspired by the vibrancy of the modern art movement. In 1929, O'Keeffe visited northern New Mexico. The landscape and architecture of the Navajo culture inspired her artwork. She split her time between New Mexico and New York City and moved there in 1940. After her husband passed away, she moved to New Mexico permanently. Georgia O'Keeffe owned at least 6 chow chows during her lifetime. These became her best friends. She got her first chow chow in 1952, just 3 years after moving to New Mexico. The breed is extremely loyal, protective, and independent, and they seem to be the perfect fit for O'Keeffe. Their positive characteristics matched hers, and she never owned another breed or dog after her first chow. She later suffered from macular degeneration and began to lose her eyesight. She had an assistant help her continue to make art, and she wrote the best-selling book titled Georgia O'Keeffe. She quoted, "I can see what I want to paint," she said at age 90. She passed away on March 6, 1986 in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Today, you can find much of her artwork in many art museums around the world. She still today is known as the mother of American Modernism.